color is important to me, and I think color can have meaning, or color rather can be invested with meaning. I think we as humans invest color with meaning. And nonetheless, we can invest it with meaning, and therefore color can be important and can be a storytelling tool that we can use, that we can avail ourselves of, and we do that on Breaking Bad. And I have a wonderful production designer on Breaking Bad and a wonderful costume designer, and with their help, we try to invest each character with a color.
I read the script, and I did a little presentation, a little color palette, and kind of a lookbook of concepts for the main characters, and I really drew it from his script, from his writing, from his words. When we zero in on the look of a character, then we started to build all their costumes, and it's not difficult. It's just a process.
Did you take your echinacea?
Yeah. I think it's getting better.
We arced Walt. He was a very beige character, very milquetoast, ordinary, kind of bland guy. And at the end, we used the green shirt to really accentuate, like, he was more alive at the end of the script, even though he had terminal cancer, than he ever was in the beginning when we started him off in the beiges, and it became, you know, very symbolic of life.
God, I could go for a glass of wine about now.
Skylar had always been in blues and creams and some pale yellows. In season 3, we decided, why don't we flip their color palettes? She was getting more alive, more involved, not just the passive mom or the mom who had to put up with everything that was going on and deal with the, you know, the baby, the son, the husband that goes awry, all that stuff. So she was becoming more alive in that sense too.
Yeah, nothing but cows. Got some big cow house way out that way, like 2 miles, but I don't see nobody.
Cow house?
Yeah, where they live. The cows.
Originally, Jesse, we call him Hip Hop Jesse when we start from the beginning, because he wears the more hip hop kind of clothing in the first, 2 seasons. And then in the 3rd season, it was after, I think, Jane, his girlfriend in the show, dies. He goes through rehab, and so we have a little bit of green spurt that shows some kind of regrowth or life. And then when he comes out, he's more serious or more grown up. And so that's when we switched into like tans and creams and whites and grays.
Return of the prodigal. Welcome back to the land of the living. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Of course you are. The world's your oyster, am I right?
Saul is fun to dress. He's a guy who's supposed to have a lot of money but no taste. So as you said, his costumes can be either bad taste, or maybe if you were in Europe, you'd be a little ahead fashion-wise, is how we think of it. It's almost, sometimes I'll put a look together and I'll think, God, that looks very European trendy. And it's not really what we would ever wear in America.
Better call Saul. I get it all the time.
I have an offer that I think will be of interest to you.
Somehow the yellow, I think, correlated to Las Hermanas, the chicken place that he owns, and it was one of the colors we were using. That became their uniform. I think they were red and yellow in the uniforms in the chicken place, and then his character has changed quite a bit. That's his face that we see in public, his business face. But then this past year, we've had a big arc in his character, so it's changed quite a bit.
What does a man do, Walter? A man provides for his family.
We have these really diverse characters. Not every one of them is ordinary and cookie cutter. It gives you an opportunity to do different things.
With the help of my wonderful production designer and costume designer and cinematographer, I love having these conversations. What color palette should we put Walt in this season? Should we start here and go to here? It's fun to think in those terms. It's fun to think in visual terms.